What's up, guys? My name is Kolby Christophic, owner and operator of Oxstar Movement in CrossFit Ventura. And today we've got a super special interview with you. We have Mary Dobbins with us here today. She's an athlete of ours in her 60s, and she has been here for more than 5 years. So she is what we consider a legend in our space. We're gonna get to ask her some questions, pick her brain, and we're gonna see if maybe your story resonates a little with hers as well. Mary, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I wanna know why you first walked through our doors 5+ years ago.
Okay. Previously, had suffered an injury in my back, so I have a back injury, and then I was seeking help and such, and they were giving me shots, and then it came to where they were saying I needed surgery.
Hmm.
So during that time, it was almost like 2 years. I wasn't doing anything. I had to drop everything because I couldn't do anything. And so I thought about, I didn't really want to do the surgery just yet. And funny thing, I had always seen the bear up on the building coming from Costco, and I checked it out, and I said, I'm going to go in there and see what this is all about, because I needed to build my body up from the toes up all the way, because my body was just done.
Yeah.
It didn't have any workout for almost 2 years. And so I thought this was the best thing because they work your whole body. And but people that I knew was saying, you can't do that. They they push tractor tires down the street and I know, flip cars over. And I'm like, what? And so I did come in and met all of you. And since then, that was probably one of the best decisions I've ever made.
Cool, awesome. It is kind of scary when you first come in. Explain to me what you remember, what you felt like in those first few workouts.
I can remember them quite well. Um, just even driving here, because I've never been a big athlete, but I did my workouts and such. But I've never lifted weights ever. I didn't know what the difference between a dumbbell and a barbell. And so coming to work here, and I came in the morning and it was pitch black and I'm driving and I'm just like, I could totally turn around right now and go home and go back to bed. But I came in and pushed myself, and you do have to push yourself because it is a very intimidating atmosphere. Although everybody is so warm and welcoming to you, and it's a great place to be. And I'm glad I stuck it out, because believe me, there were times I was ready, yeah, this isn't for me. I was talking myself out of it, but I'm
Okay.
glad I didn't.
Starting anything new is difficult. I think starting something that is physical
Mm,
as you get older and older is even more intimidating. And I'm
exactly.
glad that you're so glad that you stuck it out.
Yeah.
Looking back 5 years ago, what are some things that you're doing now that you never thought you were gonna do?
It's probably everything. I definitely the weights, all the weight things. It's not that I had anything against it, I just never got my path never went that direction.
Hmm.
I did running, but I would never was fast. That was just what I liked, and that was how I escaped the work world and all that. And so I ran a lot. I would run like at least 5 miles a day, and then on the weekends 10 at least. And it was just personal, and I didn't compete or anything like that. I did
Yeah.
10Ks for benefits and things, but this is all new to me, everything. So, and I love it. I love all of it.
So all of the
Not
things
all of
that
it.
you're doing,
There's some things I don't like, but
but all the things were new. That you couldn't
everything
imagine doing any of this stuff.
yeah, that's why it was hard for me to come in the doors every day at the beginning and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
So,
I want to know something or accomplishment in here, and I know you could probably say everything, but something that stands out as an accomplishment in here that you're proud of.
I would say a lot of the upper body getting that strong, and I haven't been able to get a real pull up, but I've never done pull ups before, and so on the box that's getting me a little more confidence, but I still have the upper body to work to be able to do a good pull up. Just getting through one of the workouts.
Throughout the workouts?
I know
Yeah.
that sounds mediocre, but it's true. It's just I have a certain. I know I don't do the full RX, but I'm able to do what I'm assigned and get it done and the
Yeah.
best I can. And that's just what every day I come in here, I just try to do the best I can.
Cool. I love that. Final question on kind of like health and fitness stuff. What advice would you give to someone your age in starting something like this?
I would say just keep up. Don't be afraid because you will be, and that's just natural. Something new is you're going to have a little nerves, but once you step over that bound, I think you'd be unbelievable of what you're able to do.
So stepping over that
Step-
bound is that hard part. So maybe keep
just
showing up.
keep showing up, and have confidence in yourself, and you can do it.
And one of the cool things that we do for anybody that's new is an onboarding program. So we don't throw people straight into classes. We make sure that you build some of that competence in the movements and confidence in the movements as well. So you're not just going at it with blind confidence. We teach you some things first, and then we build that confidence over time. Let's move into some mindset questions,
Oh,
because half of this is the mental portion. So what keeps you showing up on days like daily or weekly, even when there's hard days?
yeah. Sometimes I look at the calendar. I look what's on the schedule. I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that. Just the challenge, like you say, it's a challenge every workout's a challenge for me. And if I don't come, I beat myself up the rest of the day because I wish I should have showed up. I need to do that. So I make it a goal to come 3 days a week, and that's my goal.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So the consistency of 3 days a week keeps you here, even if it's hard.
Even if it's hard. And it doesn't, I usually have a set schedule and now it's changing a bit, but I'm like, I have to do it. And it's the hardest thing for me to do is teams because I feel like I'm letting my team partner down because I'm not the strongest in the bowl. So
I can see that.
so that would be definitely.
And you're definitely not letting anybody down.
I know, but they're very, believe me, everybody here is beautiful and kind. So it's
Great. Has being a part of this community changed how you think about your body, what you're capable of, or what it means to be strong?
For sure. And I've seen people come in new and I've watched them like how they've even gotten stronger, and it's just amazing. And that encourages you just to keep it up. And they encourage me to keep coming, do it. You can do it.
What's something that's kind of surprised you about CrossFit or our community, classes, and coaching in general?
Well, I haven't had a tractor tire to have to deal with, so that doesn't surprise me. It's I have to comment on the coaches you bring in because I've never every single one of them is a gem, and they're just all in their own way. They teach you something, and they're just so kind and warm and understand, and they're patient, and I find that is just unbelievable in a gym. I don't know. I haven't been a part of a lot of gyms in my time. I've gone to gyms, but these coaches are involved in who you are, and they even like I'll come to a class and I tell you my back doesn't feel good. Well, the next class that week, that coach knows and asks me about that, and it's just that's taking a step beyond most coaches, but they do.
Totally.
So I love that about it.
I have very high standards for our coaches, and our coaches are so incredible. That is probably one of the most important things that impacts everybody's lives. And so having really amazing coaches that first and foremost care about all of our members is extremely important to me, and is probably one of the biggest qualifying things to be a coach. But I also want our coaches to be really technically excellent as well. And they do a lot of hard work to keep up that technicality as well. But I can't just hire a good coach who's technically capable, but not somebody who cares about our members. So
Yeah.
it's cool that we can
You
see
do
that.
a great job.
So we've already done this a couple times, and it's a great segue kind of into our community and our culture. But how would you describe this place to someone who's never stepped foot inside a CrossFit gym?
I describe it as it's a different workout than what I've ever done. It just depends on what they have in their background. They work your whole body and your mind, get you strong all over. And the people that are also attending the classes are very, they're there for the same reason, and they're very sweet people and encouraging you, and they make you feel good about making that decision to come in that day. It's just, and they make you want to come back.
Yeah, not all gyms do you want to come back to every day.
That's true.
I want to know what relationships or friendships you have formed because of this place. And I can think of a couple, but I want to let you share before I put my 2 cents in.
Okay. Well, there's definitely one or two that have been here since I've been here.
Okay.
So, and that they've been here longer than me, but so that constant is fun to have. And when I see them, their schedules, everybody's schedule is off different, but when I see them, I'm excited to see them, and it's fun, and it's like a reunion a little bit, and then I have a few that are fun and they're all fun, but some that are just joking around and doing fun, having a couple of laughs.
Yeah. I think I might know who you're thinking of
Yes.
in that situation. Can you share, or do you remember a moment that someone, either a coach or a member, made you feel seen or supported in a way that was recognizable or memorable?
So, each year you do
The open?
open, yeah. And so I would only do the class, and I wouldn't come to the event. I would just do the workout at the class that morning.
Yeah.
So I'm going to mention this gal because I think
Okay.
she won't mind. Carla, she says, you need to come in, and she made me feel so comfortable, because it is very overwhelming when you come to one of those, but it's fun, and I'm glad she brought me in, and she's just a warm, kind person, and I love her to death. So she made me feel good, and now I can do that. I feel like next year maybe I'll come here and do the workout. And
All right.
so that was a good experience for me.
Cool. Thanks for sharing that.
Carla.
What is something that younger Mary would be shocked that you're doing now?
Let's see. Well, I'd be shocked that I was retired and doing this. I have always worked out. Not always. It was my late teens I really started working out, but I had a horse before, so that was workout. Just keeping up with trying to keep my body strong, and this type of workout is nothing I would have ever thought I'd be into at all. I mean, I've considered doing the mud run, and I won't do that, but but this to me is my mud run. It's it's every workout. I think, and it's funny because I'll look at, I could do that, and then I come and I do it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it was way easier on paper than it was when you really did. But it's not a bad thing; it's a good thing, and you feel so strong afterwards, and just it makes your day. It makes my day.
Love it.
Here, yeah.
What does health mean to you today, and has your version of health changed over the years?
I've always tried to be as healthy as I can be and eat the right things. I don't always eat the right things because that just happens. I like ice cream and stuff. But I had an experience this past year where helping my aunt who was ill, and she was in her 80s, and she never worked out because she didn't like to sweat. So, and that was fine. That was what she did. She was a beautiful soul. But at the end, she couldn't even get out of her bed and stuff. And I thought, I need to keep working out, keep strong, and do what I can to not, I wouldn't want to be that way.
Yeah.
It was hard to watch.
That's hard. And maybe a little bit of inspiring and a little bit of like a push to continue to do things that are hard.
Yeah, exactly. And it's worth it. It's worth it.
If your nieces and nephews could take away something from your health and fitness journey, what would you want them to learn from what you're doing?
To be consistent, and even as you age, maybe your activity is going to change a bit, but just to always keep moving, keep your body strong, have your snackies that the cheat snacks, but always try to eat a lot of greens and meats or whatever you do, as far as keeping healthy and that nourishment way. And but also just don't stop moving.
Yeah.
That's what I would definitely say.
And that's definitely inspiring on my end. We have so many awesome athletes here that inspire me to continue to never stop moving. It doesn't get easier. Life is hard, and we all go through hard days. And to see that you can do it years and years and years down the road, like, gives me hope that I can do that as well. Some closing questions here. If someone else was feeling kind of nervous or uneasy at the gym, what would you tell them?
Well, the confidence, you just have to have the confidence and that you could do it. Don't give up. Do the best you can and do what you can do. Don't try to watch, oh, this person's lifting all that. Don't try to do any, just do what you're able to do and keep doing that. And then you build up to have a goal to what you want to get to.
I think I would try to add one more thing to somebody that's feeling nervous. Have fun.
Fun.
Mary's smiling and laughing every day that she's in here. It's not all serious and heavy weights and bro time. So if you're nervous or uneasy, definitely having fun makes a big difference in all of this as well. Mary, thank you so much for sitting down and chatting and talking with us. Hopefully, and I know it's true, that your story can resonate with somebody out there who is maybe nervous and afraid, or maybe in tears because you've been told that you have to stop or get a surgery and you'll never be strong again. And Mary's here to tell you that you could be, and you could be way stronger than you thought you were going to be, doing things that you never thought you were going to do. You just got to stick it out. You got to let it be uncomfortable for a little bit. Thank you so much for being here, Mary.
Thank you.
And hopefully we'll see you on Friday morning.
We will.
If you've ever ghosted your gym, had to start over on a Monday, or thought lifting a baby counts as leg day, our videos are for you. We break down all sorts of health and fitness content and give you real advice I wish more people heard. No fluff, no BS, just actionable items. Even if your life's a mess and your squat form is questionable, at the end of our videos, you'll find some sort of actionable content and know what to do next. So buckle up, this might be uncomfortably relatable.